everyone, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to Overkill Reviews. We are so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll get 2 new metal reviews every week from delightful people like myself. Today, I'm reviewing an album that is going to trigger a very strong reaction in many of you. Some of you are going to be stoked, some of you are going to be not impressed at all, and some of you are going to be possibly cautiously optimistic. That album is by the rock and roll boogeyman himself.
So what's a nice place like this to around people like us? So what's a nice place like this to around people like us? Right out where you fucking live! Right out where you fucking live!
That's right, this week I'm reviewing... Hey Lisa.
Hey Sarah.
How's it going?
Good.
What are you doing here?
Blaine shit all over goth people in his Cradle of Filth reviews.
Cue the goth shit.
I'm just kind of here to make sure that that doesn't happen.
I shall not be shitting on goths. Might be shitting on Manson a little bit, but not goths.
Okay.
Great. That's right, it's Marilyn Manson. We're reviewing his 10th studio album called Heaven Upside Down, and it's out today via Luma Vista and Caroline Records. Before I get into the review, I have to start with this. 2 days before we recorded this, Marilyn Manson was injured on stage by a gun prop, which I guess crushed him while he was performing. He ended up canceling 9 of his dates. We don't really know his condition, so we do wish him a speedy recovery. Second, I know that a lot of metalheads think that Marilyn Manson sucks, but I feel it's really important to not only contextualize the importance of gateway bands, but also to appreciate someone who's been in the musical mainstream for over 25 years. It's easy to forget that Manson was metaphorically blamed for Columbine in the 90s.
When they blame it on Marilyn.
And subsequently he received hundreds, if not thousands, of death threats. This guy has really survived the music industry, and he has warped it into something that now feeds on his presence. Even if your lying ass wants to pretend that you've never heard Beautiful People and you can't sing along, or that cover of the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams Are Made of These, which, let's be honest, the Eurythmics did better, we still cannot negate the importance of Marilyn Manson in pop culture. The guy's massive, so I take his music seriously, and this is not gonna be a shit-talking review. First up, we're reviewing the song Sayten, because the word Satan is too straightforward? Nah, I'm kidding. It's actually because it's Manson's 10th studio album.
Is it above or is it below? You should pray now. Is it above or is it below? You say God and I say Satan. You say God and I say Satan. Satan.
So far, the song is pretty flat. It's classic Manson with a looping repetitive chorus and a very industrial feel. And I mean, you guys know this artist. He is in a similar realm as 9 Inch Nails, as Skinny Puppy, as Ministry, and musically, the song varies very little, but that being said, there's a lyric chunk that you need to listen to.
Cocaine and able. I don't baptize holes. I'm a legend, I'm not a fable.
If you didn't catch it, it's cocaine and able. I don't baptize whores. I'm a legend and not a fable. This is kind of important because Marilyn Manson is a performance artist, and he has really mythologized himself into the Antichrist superstar, and this whole shtick has been going on for pretty much the entirety of his career. With this NSFU video, he really is challenging the political climate in the United States, and this video was released right before Trump was elected. This is Marilyn Manson's modus operandi. He is a provocateur. His videos are shocking, they're offensive, they're dark, and hell, his whole mythology is fucking absurd. I don't know if you went to high school in the 90s, like I did at the tail end of the 90s, but the biggest rumor that was swirling about this guy is that he removed his own ribs so he could suck his own dick. It's insane that this continues to survive as a fable of Marilyn Manson to this day. Next up is Saturnalia, and in my opinion, it is the best song on the record. actually really like this style. It's got a very surrealistic feel, and when it jumps into the heavier part, it just becomes a banger. And I think that that's what's notable about this record. Whereas Pale Emperor was a bit more spaghetti western, a bit more rock and roll, this one more evokes classic Manson. And the reason for that is because bassist Twiggy Ramirez, who is notable for writing a substantial chunk of the classic Marilyn Manson discography, including Antichrist Superstar, Mechanical Animals, and Hollywood, he's back here, and you can hear it. It's obvious all over the album. But I have to give credit where credit is due. Obviously, it wasn't just Twiggy who wrote the record. Manson was also involved, as was the guitarist and keyboardist Tyler Bates, who was very involved in Pale Emperor, along with their drummer Gil Sharon. Without a doubt, this is a throwback to Marilyn Manson, Spooky Kid style. This song is designed for an all-night rave with glow sticks and top hats and probably a lot of Emily Strange branded clothing.
Sarah, that's not goth dancing.
Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. More seriously, and my shitty dance moves aside, in a bit of a bizarre twist, this song is a tribute to Manson's father, Hugh, who passed away on July 7th, and it was the last song that was written for the album. And not only is that a bit strange, but the song is very infused with mythological occult themes, and it's dubbed Saturnalia after the public holiday in Roman times, where people would feast, and they would gamble, and they would sacrifice people. Classic Manson. This song is a nice amalgamation of Manson's strengths. You've got cold production, great choruses, kind of flat vocals, and that really cold, muted production and snare sound. And because of that, it fits really nice in the goth rock heritage. When I say that, I mean bands like Susie and the Banshees, I mean Fields of the Nephilim, and Birthday Party. They all share a lot of those elements. And here, Manson is fitting in with, historically, the bands that really made goth rock what it is. Now, off to other things, because Sayten isn't funny, kids. To close off the record, Marilyn Manson and his band, they zag off in another direction. This is a little bit unusual. The album closer, Threats of Romance, for some reason reminds me of Queens of the Stone Age. This lyrical segment, at least, really sums up what seems to be Manson's philosophy. I like you damaged, but I need something left, something for me to wreck. In terms of what he does culturally, he likes to critique, he likes to lambast, and he likes to make people question existing institutions. And you're getting that over top of this very lurching, cold, big, industrial, heavy sound, and everything's kind of coming together. And the reason why it reminds me, though, of Queens of the Stone Age is because it's also got this menacing groove riding throughout it, and Queens is great at that. So that being said, I've given this album lots of compliments, but this song is really repetitive, and so is the rest of the album. Even the climax at the end of the song simply just repeats another chunk of the song. There you go. Manson likes you damaged. That conjures up a big question. After 25 years of being a shock rock icon, is Marilyn Manson still relevant? We currently live in an era where every single perversion and cruelty is available to you at the click of your thumb. So is someone like Manson still necessary? Is he still relevant? And is he still making good music? Why don't we discuss that in the verdict? I'm gonna start off this verdict by saying this is the hardest review that I've ever had to do for Banger. Musically, I'm not a huge fan of Manson, but intellectually, I find him to be quite interesting and engaging. That being said, what he does with his visual art to me often feels like I'm getting bludgeoned in the head with the lack of subtlety, and that makes me disconnect from it quite a bit. People will be particularly stoked about Twiggy Ramirez being back in the fold, about those cold, repetitive choruses, and the production, it sounds good for the band. All that said, I think that there's too much repetition in this record. It kind of struggles with a sameness that permeates almost every single song, and ultimately, where we are culturally, I find it to be a bit lacking. So where does this leave us? For me, Heaven Upside Down is a great amalgamation of Marilyn Manson's discography. It's got stuff that's going to excite the old fans, and I think it's also got stuff that is going to excite the newer fans, people who didn't get on board until the late 2000s. For all those reasons, I'm giving Heaven Upside Down 3 out of 5 skulls here on Overkill Reviews. Don't forget to submit your own skull rating over at BangerTV.com, and also make sure you watch Brad's new review on the Black Dahlia murder. See you next time.